Hi everyone. So today I wanted to share a thought that I had earlier today about challenge dealing with challenging times on your road to success. You think about any successful person, right? On that journey to their success, right? There was a point or several points where they felt like, why am I doing this? Or, should I really be doing this? Or maybe I should turn back. And even in our lives, if we're whether we're in school or we're pursuing a project or we had a business idea that we want to start on, whatever it is that we might be doing, right? There comes a point where we feel like, you know why am I doing this? Should I really be doing this? It's hard, it's difficult. We look at the challenges that we face, and in that time we want to give up, we want to walk away, right? And it reminds me of the story of Elijah, right? And Elijah, um there's he had this situation where he had a challenge with the prophets of Baal, right? And he was successful in this challenge, right? This was a big challenge, and he knocked it out to the ballpark, if you want to say it that way. He did amazing job. He sure showed them, who is the true and living God, right? And after he did that, someone threatened him, right? And he felt like, oh wow, like this person is threatening my life, I gotta run for my life. He felt like he was the only one that was the only prophet that was left, and like they were gonna get him, and he felt like this was the end, right? And many of us probably feels like sometimes, especially when we're going through that moment, we feel like we're the only one going through it. Or we might look around us and we feel like, oh well, this person don't have to deal with this, or they probably don't have to deal with that. And we might see somebody else that might have been on that path and they're doing well, so we think, oh, well, you know you didn't have to deal with what I'm doing, you don't know what I'm going through, right? And he kind of felt like that. He felt like he was the only one left, right? And he was ready to give up, right? But God gave him food and he gave him rest, right? In that moment, God just said, you know what, just take some rest. He provided a shade, he provided shade for him, food for him to eat, water for him to drink, and have him rest, right? And that kind of showed me that there are times when we're in that moment when we want to give up, right? We want to walk away, we want to think like, okay, this is too hard, right? But when you think about it, if you're on a road to success, you gotta expect challenges, right? You think about any successful person, right? They had challenges, right? But they didn't give up. The whole reason why they're successful is because they did not give up. They kept going even though they felt like giving up, right? And in those moments when you feel like giving up, it could just be that you just need rest. You just need maybe to do something that's fun, that causes you to relax. Maybe your brain, maybe you've been thinking a lot, you've been doing a lot, and you just need to rest, right? Sometimes you just need rest in that moment, and then you're ready to go again, right? But the thing about it, if you give up, right, you would never see the other end, or you would never see the success that you want, right? You got to remember that if you want to be successful, you're going to have to deal with challenges. That's how you become successful, right? We think about billionaires, we think about people that invent things that are, you know, good at whatever it is that they do, right? They had to put the work in, right? You can be good at something, right? You're born and you got this talent, right? And that, just being born with a talent, right, might be good enough to take you to up to a certain point, right? But it comes a point where you got to develop that talent if you're going to go beyond that certain point, right? And you have to be willing to put the work in, right? You have to be willing to work hard. You got to know that there are times, even though you're talented, that there are times when you're going to feel like giving up, right? You're going to feel like, like, okay, I don't know if I can do this anymore. You might have certain challenges that might come in. Maybe it might be a business you're trying to run, and maybe it's a bakery and you're good at baking, but then it might come a point whereby maybe there's another bakery down the road, so you have more people going there, and then you got to know, revise your strategy and think, okay, well, there's a bakery over there, I'm a bakery, some businesses aren't coming that well, maybe you're new in the neighborhoods, people know them more. Think about things to make it more exciting, so that maybe people can say, oh, let's see what's going on over there, right? But there comes a time where you now have to be in that place where you got to decide that, you know what, this is something that I really want to do, right? And I know I'm gonna encounter challenges, but what am I gonna do when I encounter it? Am I gonna give up, or am I gonna keep going, right? And if it's a case whereby I need a break, right, let me take a break, right? Maybe the next thing too is that sometimes in that moment while you're tired, your brain isn't thinking about, you know, that you're gonna overcome this. Your brain thinking about how tired you are, how hard this is, how much work you're putting, and you know you haven't gotten there yet, right? But it doesn't see that at the other end of this, if I keep going, right, that there is success waiting for me. But I have to keep going. I can't stop. But right now, yes, I'm tired, so maybe just let me take a break, right? Another way of looking at it is like you're traveling, right, and you're driving a far distance. Maybe the drive is a day or two, right? Along that journey, you're gonna make pit stops. You're not gonna drive and say, oh well, I'm tired now and I'm hungry, so let me turn back and go home. You're gonna stop, take a break, and then you're gonna keep going, right? Because you're gonna get there. You know you're gonna get there if you keep going. The same exact thing, right? When you're heading towards whatever it is that you're working towards, right, you're gonna have those moments where you want to turn back, or you want to stop, you want to give up, but you can be 2 steps away from whatever it is, or from seeing some victory or seeing some results, right, if you don't give up, right? So sometimes all you need is rest, a break, right? Anyway, I just wanted to share that. I felt like, you know, it's something that everybody goes through, right? They have that moment where they want to give up, and you know, to know, because even though, you know, I know there are times when you're gonna have challenging times, the thought never came to mind that, okay, well, maybe sometimes in this thing, maybe all I need to do is take a break and I'll be better, right? You know, I never thought about it that way, but I just got that perspective today, and I wanted to share. I said this is something that others needed to hear as well. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. If you feel this was helpful, feel free to share with somebody else. Thank you, and see you in my next video. Bye.